Hello guys, welcome to Data Views Analytics. So in this video, this is the continuation part of the previous video where we had understood what the Parkinson disease is, and we have got the link of the dataset and all the other things. So today we will move ahead and we'll try to understand what all features are there in that dataset. So there are nearly 23 attributes in the dataset, which are where there's name and which contains the subject name and in the recording number. We're having something called as MDVP, which is this thing, which is frequency. We can see HZ. So this is the frequency, and it is the average vocal fundamental frequency of that corresponding patient. We can see over here MDVP FHI, which is the maximum vocal frequency, fundamental frequency. This is the minimum vocal frequency, which is FLI is the maximum, FLO is the minimum. This may be high or low, and this is the average one. We're having something called as MDVP jitter percentage, jitter AVS, and MDVP RAP and MDVP PPQ, and all these things are several measures of variations in fundamental frequencies of the given patient. So moving ahead, we are having something called a shimmer, MDVP shimmer, MDVP shimmer dB, and all these columns are the several measures of variation in the amplitude. So the previous one was the measure of variation in the frequencies, and these columns are representing the measures of variations in the amplitude of the data. We're having something called as NHR and HNR. There are two measures of ratios of noise to the tonal component of the voice. So maybe this seems to be important. Here we're having something called a status, which is the health status of the subject. 1 meaning Parkinson and 0 meaning healthy. So our task would be to classify a Parkinson patient as 1 and a healthy patient as 0. So this is a target column. We're having RPDE and D2. These are the two non-linear dynamical complexity measure. Okay, and DFA and the spreads are the signal fractal sampling exponent and the three nonlinear measures of fundamental frequency variation correspondingly. So this was the information regarding the data. So if you download the data from that link, you could get two files which would be like this. So let us just which are stored over here, and I'll just show you. So these are the two files which are stored inside the folder. So what we'll do is we'll activate our environment, and we'll go into the project folder to create and open Jupyter Notebook. So the step I had followed is I just for activating my environment, I just had written, let me just first deactivate it. So this would be this is what you would be seeing it. So for my Conda, for me, I'll write Conda activate, name of the environment which I want to activate, and this is the command for activating the environment. So if you see over here, you're having something called as base over here, and here we're having Python. So this tells us that we are inside our environment. So here I'll just open my Jupyter Notebook, and we'll go ahead with that Jupyter Notebook. So this will open a Jupyter Notebook for us. So here we can see we're having the a page for opening Jupyter Notebook. I'll open a new Python 3 file, and it's being loaded. So once this is done, yeah, so it has been loaded. So let me just name this as Parkinson disease. So the first thing which we would do is we'll import the data set with pandas, import pandas as PD, and we'll also import few libraries like matplotlib and Seaborn, as we would be going to use it like in the coming steps. We'll take pyplot as PLT, and we'll use C1 as SNS. So let us just import this, and we'll then say that we want the data to be stored in pandas.data frame. So we'll call the data frame thing, and we'll say that the data is stored in Parkinson thing. So if I just press tab, I can see there's something called as Parkinson data. So here we are. So this is called data frame constructor, not properly called. So if I just write R over here, so we'll not use that data frame constructor, but we'll use pandas.read CSV. It's CSV, and we'll give the name of the file, which is Parkinson data, and we'll store that complete data into a variable called as data. Now let us just print the head of the data. Let's see what's there inside the data. We can see these things inside the data. Let us just print the column of the data, the total columns. So here we can see there are total of this much columns inside the data. If I just print the length of this thing, if I just print the length of like if I want to get the total number of columns, we are having 24 columns inside the data. Let me just print this again over here, so that we could do a bit of analysis over there. Now we know this name is the name of the patient. These things in hertz are the frequencies things. This is the average frequency, this is the high frequency and the low frequency, and this jitter and all are the variations of amplitude. We know this shimmers and all are the other parameters of the same, the voice component. This thing over here, which is the status, is what our target is. So, and there was one more file. If you look closely, there's one more file called as names. So if you try to open it with pandas, will not be able to open it, as it's showing some issues while opening it. So if I just try to pandas.read CSV or any other thing, so I'll just write pandas.read CSV, and if I open it, if I try to open it Parkinson.names, I'm getting something error. So when I just try to open it by other thing, when I try to open it with code or with some other things, it was we've seen that it is just the content from the UCI repository, and that's it with this thing. So we'll not need this thing in our project, but we'll just need the .data file. So we'll not need this thing. I'll just remove this thing from here. So now we do know that we are having total of 24 columns in the data set, out of which the name is, let's just print the name. Let's just look at what's there inside the name. So here we are just having the name, so I think it will not contribute to the predictions. So we'll remove the name column from the we'll remove the name column from the data set. So I'll just write data.drop. I'll give the name of the column, which is the name, and I'll say the access is equals to 1. Let me just see if this is working. Yeah, so now we can see we're having 23 columns over here, and let me just store this complete thing to data. And now let me just again print the data.shape. You can see that now we are having 23 columns. Let me just do a bit of EDA with this. So if I just try to find the number of null values inside this, and so we can see over there are 195. There were 195 rows, out of which there is the data is completely clean. There is no null value inside this data, and there is only one column which is in integer format. Rest all the other are in float format. So the data looks clean. And with this said, we can go ahead with the other parameters, like let us just find the value count of our target. Like what are the value count? So it should be 2, as there are only two conditions, which is the patient would be having Parkinson or would not be having Parkinson. But let's just verify it with these pandas functions, which is value count, and now here we can see that it's being loaded. So here we can see that we're having 1 as 147 and 0 as 48. So which means the 1 is for the person having Parkinson and 0 means the person is healthy. So there are only 48 samples for a person, for a healthy person, and there are a total of 147 samples for a Parkinson person. So this is what we will need to take care of. So we'll discuss the rest of the thing in the next video. Till then, goodbye.